Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Kansas City Royals.
It was an exciting start to the homestand yesterday. A win to start the series against the Twins. Now the Royals go for a second straight win against the Twins. Game 2 of 3 tonight at Kauffman Stadium. Thanks for hanging out with us at the ballpark tonight with the World Series champ, Eric Hosmer. I'm Jake Eisenberg. Bridget Howard's going to join us in just a moment. It was really fun last night, an 8-2 win, and boy, did the Royals get a couple of big pieces back. Bobby Witt Jr. and Kyle Isbell contribute to 8 runs on 10 hits.
Yeah, they contributed more than one way, but they came back to an electric atmosphere here at Kauffman Stadium last night. It was fun, and one of the impressive things to me, Jake, was they came back, and usually as a hitter, when you come back, your timing is off. We know Kyle Isbell spent some time in AAA on a rehab assignment, but not for Bobby Witt Jr. And for those guys to stay inside the baseball like they did, going the other way, Bobby pulling it down the line, Kyle Isbell later on a big lefty, stayed inside the sweeper, took it up the middle. So to show me that those guys were trusting their timing last night, they didn't cheat their swing, that's impressive stuff to come back, especially to an atmosphere like they did last night at the K.
And it's a good point, too, because Isbell had the hit off the righty, and then that hit against the lefty that gave the Royals an insurance run.
That's the one that tells you right there that he trusted his timing. As hitters, sometimes we cheat our swing and come off that ball, but he trusted it, stayed all the way through, and was able to produce in a big way.
A lot of run support yesterday for Randy Dobnak. Tonight, Noah Cameron toes the mound. Bridget tells us more about his last couple of starts next.
From Little League.
Back at Kauffman Stadium, Royals and Twins ready for Game 2. We're getting set for first pitch. So is Noah Cameron, who is starting tonight for the Royals. Well, welcome down on the field. I'm Bridget Howard. Noah Cameron, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster of a season for him, but over his last 2 outings, things have really evened out as we take a look at our Liberty Mutual insurance coverage. And Noah Cameron, over his last 2 outings, he's been outstanding. He went back-to-back scoreless outings for the first time in his career. A big reason for that? Well, he's been calling his own pitches. Last week versus the Twins, he went 8 shutty with 7 Ks, and just looking even before that at Detroit, 7 innings, 7 Ks. He has been remarkable. Q talked to me today about how calling his own pitches has helped and what he's noticed these last few weeks.
The ups and downs are part of baseball. It's a challenging thing to be really consistent. We've seen some really good starts. We've gone through some stretches where he's struggled, and recently I think the calling his own pitches has helped him with his conviction, but we've also seen a lot better results from his breaking balls that he's used them a little bit more, backed off the fastball, and he's also been able to get him strike to ball and get some swing and miss.
The Royals, they love being back at Kauffman Stadium, 8-1 in their last 9 games at the K, and hoping to stack another win to that tonight. A number of stars in this one. Game 2 between the Twins and Royals coming up next. Salvi, can he get another homer? We'll see.
The biggest contest.
Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by your Kansas City Toyota dealers, who are giving fans the chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Visit your local KC area Toyota dealer today to enter the prize pack sweepstakes. By the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. And by Circus Sports and Properties. It is a humid evening at Kauffman Stadium. There was a little bit of a drizzle during batting practice, so overcast skies, 81 degrees, and you see 73% humidity just before first pitch, and there is not much of a breeze to speak of. All those flags are at a standstill. Twins lineup has Austin Martin at the top tonight. Ryan Jeffers bats second, with Josh Bell batting third. Cody Clemens is one of two lefties in there for Derek Shelton. Royce Lewis bats fifth, followed by the switch hitter Victor Caratini. Then it's Brooks Lee, Trevor Larnach, and Ryan Kreidler to round out the starting nine. That is the lineup that Noah Cameron faces tonight. It's the same lineup, or very similar to the lineup he faced last time he took the mound. 8 shutout innings against the Twins. His last 2 starts overall have been 2 of the most brilliant outings of his 2-year career to date. And he's facing a team, Haas, in the Twins that he has owned over the course of his career, including this season.
Yeah, that last outing for Noah Cameron was the best of his career. And Noah, it's been fun to watch Noah grow throughout this league and throughout his career, understand the adjustments that he has to make. And first and foremost, he understands I'm going to face 7 to 8 righties every lineup, and he switched his arsenal, which we will get into. But the most important thing for Noah Cameron is location. It doesn't matter. We talked about last night with Randy Dobak. It is about location and execution, and you can see there. Look at the blue curveball. It's on the corner. The fastballs, he's been getting strike one and going from there. So Noah, again, he's going to face a lot of right-hand heavy lineups, so it's been fun to watch him make these adjustments.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. You saw what Cameron did against the Twins the 3 times he's faced him this year. Last time he faced him last week, the only lefty in there was Cody Clemens. A little bit of a different wrinkle tonight. Derek Shelton also has a lefty in Trevor Larnach in there. So you might see a couple of different weapons among his arsenal that you don't normally see because he's facing so many righties. But it's an arsenal that will be interesting to watch. And he's going to use the defense behind him too.
Yeah, same defense as last night, with the exception of El Capitan Salvador Perez behind the plate. You know, Salvi always has a little extra pep in his step when he's behind there. Carter Jensen's going to DH tonight. One thing I really love about this Kansas City team, having Kyle Isbell back and Bobby Witt Jr., but the middle defense. Michael Massey last night making some great plays. John Rave as well out there in right field, cutting the ball off. Great team defense last night. See if they can repeat it again tonight, especially with Salvador Perez behind the plate.
And right behind Salvi, calling balls and strikes, our home plate umpire and crew chief, Chris Guccione. Charlie Ramos is the umpire at first, with Jansen Visconti over at second. And Willie Traynor is our umpire at third tonight. And off we go. Ball 1 down and in on Austin Martin. He entered yesterday's game as a pinch hitter, went 0 for 2 second half of the game. And last week, when Noah Cameron faced the Twins at Target Field, Martin was in the leadoff spot. He drew a leadoff walk, then got caught stealing. Cameron retired the next 14 he faced and wound up taking a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Slow roller to Lofton. 1 up, 1 down. So Noah Cameron enters tonight having thrown 16 consecutive scoreless innings. That includes 15 straight scoreless innings over his last 2 outings. The 7 scoreless in relief against the Tigers after Beckway was the opener. And then the 8 shutout innings of 1-hit ball against the Twins last week.
Working with a great pace right now. You can see right there, just calling pitches. He's got the pitch comm right there on his left hip, and right there pushing the buttons, letting Salvi know, okay, this is what I want to do. Let's get right back on the mound. Great pace. Infielders, outfielders, defense, everybody loves it.
And that is the big difference for Noah Cameron these last couple outings. He's calling his own game with that pitch comm device. It's a change that he wanted to make right before his outing against the Tigers. It has led to better conviction, he said, with his pitches, and the results have followed.
Pitchers are creatures of habit, so they want to be in some type of rhythm out there. And the last thing they want to do is get on the mound and shake a couple times and get out of that rhythm. So with Noah having the pitch come there, it's going to be rhythm, 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 quick pace. As a hitter as well, speed you up. Got to get right back in the box, no thinking. Can really be an advantage for Noah, as it's been the last couple starts.
In terms of tempo, Noah Cameron is one of the quickest pitchers in baseball. The time between pitches with the bases empty, the least.
Yeah, and the catchers love it as well. And think these guys before the game, there's always a meeting between the catcher, the pitcher, pitching coach. So they're on the same page. They go through the whole lineup and talk about, okay, Ryan Jeffers, we want to work him such and such, inside, change-ups away, whatever it is.
That's up the middle, a base hit. And so Ryan Jeffers, who broke up that no-hit bid last week at Target Field, has the Twins' first hit tonight, too.
Yeah, let's take a look. We're going to see the big adjustment for Noah. The last 2 starts have been incredible for him. So let's go back and dissect. We're going to basically see what has he done well the last 2 versus the rest. And just look at the location. On the right-hand side, you see the blue, green, and the red dotting the corners. Young pitchers, anytime you want to look at your pitching grid for location, you want to be all over those corners, not catching too much of the plate.
And the other big difference is he's throwing a lot more of that pitch that he just threw to Josh Bell, the cutter. That is the pitch that has led the way for Cameron his last 2 outings. He's throwing the cutter a lot more and the 4-seam fastball a lot less. There's another cutter, and he gets it in on Josh Bell's hands. Michael Massey calls for it, 2 outs.
And we're going to see this cutter because this is exactly what it does to a right-handed hitter. You see it just keeps chasing Josh Bell in and it ties him up. And that's what you want to do. You want to jam the right-handed hitter. Lefties, if you have a sinker, it does the same thing. But Noah's made the adjustment now and understood, okay, my 4-seam fastball, instead of trying to blow it by guys, I'm going to throw a little cutter, get some movement on this, and you just see right there, weak contact.
Now left on left against Clemens. And there's a strike at the bottom of the zone. And the other thing we've noticed with Noah his last couple outings is he's gotten a little bit of a velo bump too. About 1.5 miles per hour more on his 4-seamer and on the cutter. Right to Lofton in the shift. Bobby's there to cover second. A scoreless top of the first for Noah Cameron. It's Carter Jensen and Bobby Witt Jr. and Jack Caglione due up bottom 1.
This team.
8 runs on 10 hits for the Royals yesterday. Same lineup today. Carter Jensen, Bobby Witt Jr. and Jack Caglione in the top third. Salvador Perez, Michael Massey, and Isaac Collins. And then the bottom third, Nick Lofton, John Rave, and Kyle Isbell. That's the lineup against right-hander Dean Kramer, 30-year-old from Stockton, California. Debuted with the Orioles in 2020. Been with them for the last 7 years until he was traded on Saturday over to the Twins. And tonight he makes his Twins debut.
Yeah, you see the numbers there. ERA not where Dean wants it to be, but Minnesota picked him up for a reason. So the adjustment tonight for the Royals hitters is we're going to take Dean Kramer and we're going to assume he's going to stick to his normal arsenal. But at the same time, we need to be aware of mid-game adjustments to see if the Twins maybe see a certain pitch that they like of Dean Kramer's and want him to throw that certain pitch more or less. So something to be aware about first time through the lineup.
Kramer was a mainstay in the Orioles rotation for the last 4 years, but not so much this year. He was optioned to AAA to start the season, and then the Orioles called him up to take Zach Eflin's rotation spot when Eflin got hurt. And Kramer only made 2 starts before he got hurt, a right quad strain. That kept him out for a couple of months. He came back in early July. Only 5 starts since returning from the injured list. And an ERA up over 7.5 since then.
That's the pitch Dean Kramer's known for, the split finger. He will throw it to righties as well, not only the left-handed hitters. You see how he works with the 4-seam at the top of the zone and that split finger off of it.
And there's the 4-seamer at the top. And Jensen just barely lays off.
It's the old north-south mix. We hear it every night. It's either east-west, north-south. North-south being the 4-seam fastball at the top. Something at the bottom of the zone, curveball changeup. East-west being that sinker slider.
Into the clouds toward left center. And Trevor Larnach is there. 1 up, 1 down for Dean Kramer.
And in today's day and age, the starting pitchers can do both, the north-south and the east-west. Dean Kramer included. Take a look right here. The location is obviously huge with everything. You see right there, low and away. That's where you want the split finger. That is going to be the key for the left-handers tonight. The righties as well, but more so the lefties. For the righties, the sinker-slider mix. And you can see right there, orange and yellow, catching a lot of plate right down the middle. So the right-handed hitters really want to hunt out something they can drive.
Oh, 0-1 on Bobby Witt Jr. He's back in the lineup yesterday for the first time since July 20th. And he came back with a roar. 3 for 5, scored a couple of runs, drove in a couple of runs. And back in his usual spot of hitting second in the lineup. Now get this, since he debuted in 2022, he has played 94% of the possible games that he could play for the Royals.
Durability. Tough. You better believe he's not feeling 100%. I would say even 80% for a good majority of those. So that means he's grinding through some nagging injuries, but continuing to earn respect from his teammates every way, as well as his peers throughout the league.
And this is he missed 19 games this year, dealing with some injuries, winding up on the injured list, and figures to be back in there every day.
Last night, what a breath of fresh air to not only see him back in the lineup, Bobby Witt Jr., but see him perform at a high level. Just again going the other way, pulling a sinker down the line, just electric on the bases, double, taking the extra base.
Got it off the end of the bat. Splits Clemens and Larnach's there, 2 outs.
Split finger to the right-hander too, but behind Kramer tonight, we're going to see the defense for the Minnesota Twins. A lot of moving parts. Ryan Jeffers not one of them behind the plate, but Victor Caratini's at first. Something to be aware of for these Royals, the offense. Cody Clemens playing center field. It's only his 6th start out there. A lot of moving parts in the outfield. Austin Martin, we saw him with Salvy's ball in right field last night. A big outfield here at the K, so I think the Royals on the bases can be aggressive on balls in the outfield.
And there's a grounder to Royce Lewis, who's played a lot of second base, but not as much lately. He handles it, and the Royals go down in order against Dean Kramer.
Again,
Beer. Back at Kauffman Stadium and back in the lineup last night for the Royals was Kyle Isbell, who was just so happy to be back on the field for the Royals after dealing with a left plantar fascia injury for the last 2 months. Talking with Izzy today, he told me there's obviously a lot of hard work and frustration that goes with injuries, but he said, hey, it's just part of the game. It's my job to get better and to be available. And it was really awesome, guys, as we saw last night. He got a standing ovation in his first at bat, and the fans were clearly very happy to see him return along with Bobby. I talked with Izzy today just about watching Bobby and what he was able to do yesterday in the game back, and he said, hey, I've never seen anything like it to Bobby after the game. He said, you don't play for 12 days just casually, put up 3 hits and a double. He said, it's incredible. And I think we all can agree, Jake and Haas, that there aren't too many players in the game like Bobby, and his teammates, as he said, are just happy that he's on their team. So, Jake, I did that report just for you. It is a positive one. There you go.
There we go. Way to go, Bridget. Yeah, thank you so much. We got some positive news.
That's right. Impressive stuff. Again, to come back off the IL, not get big league at bats. Just impressive to stay inside those pitches, left on left, right on right, both guys.
Down the line for John Rave, and Royce Lewis is out, 1 away.
And to Bridget's point too, it was so cool to see when Kyle Isbell got to the plate. Just the ovation he got. Bobby Witt Jr., you know he's going to get that every single time, but the fans understand that's elite awareness. The process, it's a grueling process on the way back. I mean, you know, not only the work you're putting in throughout the rehab process, but those days, those recovery days, there's a lot of pain involved. And Kyle Isbell, he seems like a guy that can just grind right through it. Super tough.
And he certainly knows better than most what Bobby Witt Jr. is capable of, even before the two of them came to Kauffman Stadium and became Royals and mainstays in the Royals lineup. Izzy was in AAA Omaha in 2021 when Bobby made his AAA debut there. They were teammates there for the last couple of months of that season. And it was jaw-dropping stuff night after night after night.
Oh, man. Jaw-dropping athleticism mixed with baseball smarts, and I bet both guys throughout the years just continue to learn from each other.
4 pitches, 2 outs for Noah Cameron in the second. And that's the first non-strike he's thrown this inning.
He's rolling. Love the pace. Went to go grab the rosin bag. Other than that, it seems like he's just getting right back on the rubber.
This is the 3rd straight outing that Salvador Perez is his battery mate. And the first 2, Detroit, and then last week in Minnesota, it was really more coincidence. But this time around, well, given what had happened the last 2 outings, so why not pair these 2 up again? And no doubt it was a challenging thing initially for Noah to say, hey, I'd like to call my own pitches. You know, doesn't want any of the catchers to take it personally, and he's been very clear that it has nothing to do with the catchers that he's throwing to, whether it's Salvi or Carter Jensen or Luke Maile.
Think about every time we see the dugout shot, Noah's on the dugout top step talking to Michael Wacha. There's so much he learns, not only about himself, but about pitching. And then on the flip side, the catchers, there's so much that's happening. Those 4 games in between Noah and Michael Wacha are on their recovery rest days. So Noah's taking that stuff he's learning from Michael Wacha and those other starters, Seth Lugo, and just mixing it right into the game plan. And it's tremendous pace. And the one thing about this is, again, they're going to have their pregame meeting with Salvador, pitching coach Brian Sweeney, but then the communication in the dugout as well between Noah, Sweeney, Salvi is tremendously key, because they're going to be constantly communicating, because Noah wants that pace out there in his inning.
I talked to Salvi about it. He said that they have a game plan. They know what the different options are with 2 strikes, and then Noah makes the decision. And he gets a comebacker on a 2-strike count. Bobble, recover, play made, inning over. A 1-2-3 second for Noah Cameron.
I was about to say, Noah, you told me you were athletic. What guys, nice recovery.
Salvador Perez leads off the bottom of the second. Scoreless game, bottom of the second. And Salvador Perez, Michael Massey, and Isaac Collins due up against Dean Kramer. Salvi had a double yesterday, extended his hitting streak to 4 games. And in the midst of all the home runs since the All-Star break, the record tire, the record breaker, and he's been much more consistent offensively since the All-Star break. OPS over 900 since the break.
This is a new role for Salvi. He's making the adjustment mid-season. He's not catching as much as he usually does. So playing first base, DHing, there's different stuff you do while the team's on defense. And it seems like he's starting to learn that routine.
And you saw the numbers going back a few weeks now, just before the All-Star break. He's reached in 17 of his last 18 games. And yesterday, the energy started before first pitch with the celebration for him becoming the franchise home run king.
Man, it sure did. You see the family out there with Salvi and George Brett. He set the tone. What a mic drop, saying I'll see you in Cooperstown, and everything about it just gave me goosebumps, chills all over.
Hey, you said it. That was the goosebump moment, was George saying, 5 years after you retire, I'll see you in Cooperstown.
That's what I'm really taking from all this. It seems like once Salvi tied George for the record, nationally, publicly, it seems like everyone finally is agreeing with Salvador Perez being a Hall of Fame catcher. I don't know why it's been a debate before that, but it seems like now it's creating validation for Salvi being a Hall of Fame catcher from everybody.
Well, we're talking about one of the greatest power hitting catchers of all time. He's got the Royals franchise home run record, but he's looking to be top 5 all time among catchers in homers.
Amazing.
Right now, Salvi has 319 home runs. Next on that list of catchers, Lance Parrish and Gary Carter, tied at 324. From Gary Carter on up, all of them are in the Hall of Fame. We're talking Yogi Berra, Carlton Fisk, Johnny Bench, Mike Piazza.
Yeah,
that's the company that he keeps.
Look at those names.
Oh, and he's already passed a Hall of Famer in Pudge Rodriguez.
Incredible, those names on the list. I think I played with a guy who had more homers than Piazza, Johnny Bench. Amazing. Or catching up to those guys.
And he's battling Dean Kramer. About to see a ninth pitch. He's fouled off each of the last 3.
Great battle. Seen a lot of cutters. Stuff moving down and away from Salvi. The one fastball just to get his timing off and his eye vision off that.
As to right center, and Cody Clemens takes control in center. 1 away. Well, speaking of George Brett, you can celebrate the 50th anniversary of his first batting title with a special alternate jersey giveaway. Be one of the first 20,000 fans to the K on August 22nd and receive this legendary George Brett alternate jersey. Grab your tickets now at Royals.com/promotions. Royals are looking for their first base runner against Dean Kramer. Michael Massey has seen him well over the course of their respective careers. 4 for 7 with a couple of doubles against Kramer. And the Royals saw Kramer twice last year when he was pitching for the Orioles. Once in early April here in Kansas City. And the Royals put up 3 runs on 8 hits against him, and then Kramer shut him down in May. 7 shutout innings. That was at Camden Yards.
Good take there from Massey. 2 fastballs, one at the top of the zone, one Michael Massey was a little late on, and sometimes as a pitcher, Dean Kramer thinks Michael Massey's going to get it going to be on time, be a little earlier for the fastball, so you drop that curveball splitter in there to get him out in front.
2-2. Massey was 1 for 4 yesterday. Had an RBI double in the first inning yesterday. Royals took an early lead and didn't look back.
Just missed that fastball at the top. 2 strikes battling. Michael Massey last night came out swinging against Joe Ryan. First pitch of the at-bat. Love to see that aggressiveness throughout his career. Not that many hits off of Joe Ryan, so good aggressive approach last night coming out swinging.
Rip to the right field corner. Just foul. Thought that was going to clang off the pole.
Yeah, like a split finger that Massey caught barrel out in front. Just hooked it past that. Ooh.
It's an interesting pitch, the splitter. It's in the changeup category, but it's a different grip than that circle change that you see more frequently. A lot more splitters in the game the last couple of years than maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
That's right.
What's the difference with that pitch, noticing it out of the hand?
Sometimes with breaking balls, hitters say that I can see a red dot. I pick up the red dot, and that's how I know it's spin. It's a breaking ball. With the splitter, think of the seams just kind of going in a circle in the middle of the baseball. And you pick up that spin as a hitter. With the circle changeup, it almost just seems like it's a fastball out of the hand, and the ball just disappears and stops. So that's what I see the difference between a split finger and a changeup, in my opinion.
Kramer goes with a fastball and wins the battle against Massey. First strikeout for Kramer. He's gone 5 up, 5 down. He's making his first impression on a new team. There's got to be a little bit of adrenaline that comes with that.
Yeah, and that is a pure 4-seam fastball. You can see the grip, and Kramer's just trying to rip those seams and throw it as hard as he can, spin it as much as he can. And some of the adjustments tonight, we saw Michael Massey put a good swing on the split finger. A couple more cutters, it looks like, to the back foot of the lefties. That was a curveball as well, but it seems like he's trying to work to that back foot against the left-handed hitter, especially when he gets ahead in the count, versus the split finger that'll just drop or even fade away.
And what's that like? Your first days in a new clubhouse, in a new uniform, and then your first game with a new team.
Yeah, you want to fit in, you want to produce, and you want to, you know, that certainly will get you comfortable right away if you produce. Get a big hit if you're a pitcher, quality outing. It's crazy because everybody watches every game throughout the league, but you feel like when you go to a new team, you have to prove yourself to the club again, to the clubhouse, that these guys have never seen me play. That's the kind of energy you have going to a new team, whether it's a trade or signing with a different team throughout the offseason.
And maybe especially true for a guy like Kramer that hasn't had the results that he'd want to this year. A 6.50 ERA overall, but a 7.50 ERA since he came off the IL.
That's why coming into this game, you think Minnesota acquired him because they like a certain pitch or two.
That's right towards short, unfortunately for Isaac Collins. A good sound, but Kreidler's in the right spot. Royals are still looking for their first base runner through 2.
Hey, Royals fans.
It's an overcast night at Kauffman Stadium. You can see the clouds on our Rally House rally cam. You can also see the stadium lights. They've been on since before first pitch because of the cloud cover we have. It's a little bit more humid tonight at Kauffman Stadium than yesterday.
Seems like the ball's flying. It was flying during batting practice. I think these Royals hitters are going to make that adjustment after the first time through, and I think we're going to see some long balls tonight, Jake.
Noah Cameron goes after Trevor Larnach, and he sends one toward those clouds. Shallow enough for John Rave to have room. 1 pitch, 1 out for Noah Cameron. John Rave's been busy. That's 3 fly balls his way. The last 4 batters.
Yeah, he's been busy. Loved what I saw from John Rave last night. Good quality swings. That bunt, man, it was an unbelievable play by the big left-hander from Minnesota, getting off the mound. And again, last night he cut off that ball in right field that kept the double play in order with a pitcher like Randy Dobnak. Was good little details. John Rave was just doing it all last night, in my opinion.
Well, those little things matter. And Dobnak was great too. 5 innings of 1-run ball. A 1.16 ERA for Dobnak through his first 6 games with the Royals.
Yeah. It's motivating stuff, not only for the fans to see, for Randy to see as a pitcher, your teammates. When you see that type of hustle, it's very easy to just let that ball go off the wall for a double, but it's next level hustle. And think throughout the course of 162 games, it's to have that every single day. It's tough to do it day in and day out, but he is maintaining that.
Right at Lofton. So Kreidler was in the right spot against Collins, and now Lofton repays the favor.
I'm sure the left side of the infield, Nick Lofton and Bobby Witt Jr. are aware of Noah. He's going to pound the righties with this cut finger fastball, or excuse me, cut fastball, and be aware there's going to be a lot of action on that left side of the infield.
Second time through the lineup now for Noah. Ball 1 on Austin Martin. First time through the order. Noah Cameron threw 7 first pitch strikes to the 9 hitters. He's been doing that a lot more over the last couple of outings. He's been on the attack. There's been that slight velo increase. The pitch usage has changed somewhat. He's gotten a lot more swing and miss too.
That's what these pitchers in the big leagues, they're trying to do. They're trying to work fast, good pace, good rhythm, keep their defense in it. And then that strike zone box for strike 1, you want to attack the plate, catch plate, it's okay, but after that got to work the corners, get strike 1 and go to work.
Two and 2 on Martin. Cameron does not have a strikeout yet tonight. He struck out 7 against the Twins last week in his 8 scoreless innings. That hit Martin on the hand or to get the knob of the bat. Now, Martin didn't really get out of the way much.
Didn't react much either. If that ball hits your hand, I think that's going to hurt. So you're going to see more of a reaction from the hitter. So this will be interesting to take another look at. Oh, it's just a lot tougher than I am.
Yeah, man. Right in the wrist, and he didn't flinch.
Not at all.
That's the only reason why I was confused too.
Yeah, he shook his hand a little bit, but other than that, took it like a true pro. Didn't flinch.
I mean, sure, it's a curveball, not a fastball, but that pitch is still coming in there at 82 miles an hour.
Yeah, it catches your hand too. It's not the thigh.
Jeffers singled his first time up. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. Snapped what was a 23-game on-base streak. That was a streak that spanned a stint on the injured list for Ryan Jeffers. He had a hamate injury in his left hand back in May. Missed a couple of months. This is now his 15th game since he's returned.
He's got a big bat. Good hitter, and he typically feasts off of the left-hand side. So Noah's got a 0-2 here, but you got to stay on the attack, make quality pitches.
He has the last 2 hits by the Twins against Noah Cameron.
Fastball at the top of the zone here. Noah's got to continue to hold the base runner on. Offensively, the Twins might be thinking after that fastball, something soft in the dirt.
So this was in Minnesota.
2 knocks he got off him last time.
That's the one that broke up the no-no.
And tonight, back up the middle. Cut fastball that just caught too much plate. Other than that, Noah's been executing that cutter well. Backdoor and inside to the righties.
So now he's changed the eye level. That fastball was few balls above the zone. What does that tell you?
So changing the eye level not only, but speeds the hitter up. So here you want to throw something a little slow down.
So that was the off-speed pitch, but that's not where he wanted it to be.
Just wanted that ball to be down. That's pitch. You have the hitter sped up. So the hitter's thinking, okay, I got to catch up to that fastball at the top of the zone. So the curveball being a slow pitch at the bottom, you're hoping to catch the hitter out in front.
Jeffers chokes up on the bat. And Cameron gives Martin a look with a full count and 2 outs.
Yeah, we got action. Jack Caglione holding them on. Don't want Austin Martin to get a head start with Jeffers being right-handed pull hitter, so you don't got to worry about first base covering that ground.
What would change for Cags in a situation like this if there were a lefty at the plate?
If there were a lefty at the plate here, so you want Cags to be in his pocket just for a little bit, so right behind him, and then take a couple steps back, so then that way if a ball's hit to that right side of the infield, Cags has a step or 2 back depth-wise and can still make the play. With the right-handed hitter, you don't expect him to pull the ball to where Cags is at.
Cameron gets him with his slider. His first strikeout of the night, and 3 scoreless so far for Cameron. Tonight is Tim Lockyer, a founding member of Supporting Kids Foundation, an all-volunteer Kansas City nonprofit that's provided more than $5.2 million in financial assistance to families of children battling cancer since 2009. Inspired by 6-year-old Aiden Loney's battle with bone cancer, SKF helps parents stay by their child's side during treatment. Today, Aiden is a University of Arkansas graduate and a reporter-producer at KLTV, and he remains active with SKF. Outstanding work, Tim. And Aiden, congratulations. A little conversation for Matt Quatrero with Chris Guccione in between innings. And now Nick Lofton leads off the bottom of the third. Well, the Royals are still looking for their first base runner against Dean Kramer, a pitcher that gave up a career-high 8 earned runs the last time he took the mound. Gave up 8 runs on 8 hits against the Tigers. It was a game that the Orioles lost 14-0. Kramer gave up a couple of home runs. The home run ball has bit him over his last 5 starts. He's given up 8 home runs.
Credit to Kramer coming in here, attacking the zone. Those past 2 outings doesn't give you much confidence as a starter, but he's came in tonight here at Kauffman Stadium and trusted his stuff. Seen a lot of 4-seam fastballs at the top. Big adjustment so far. Usually you see the splitter. Kramer's been going to a little more of the cutter, curveball mix, and the cutter he's been able to locate that down, and when it's down it kind of plays like a slider, breaks to the bottom of the zone.
Check swing, and he held.
So that's the adjustment these Royals hitters are going to be continuing to make mid-game, having conversations in the dugout about, tell me what you're seeing. I saw this in the past, I'm seeing this now. Good team baseball right there, communication. That way can save your teammate a pitch or two versus going up and having to experience it the hard way at the plate and being down strike 1, 0-1.
Up the middle and through. And there's the first Royals base runner against Dean Kramer.
Another timely hit. Nick Lofton getting them going, get the boys going. First hit of the night. Lead off the bottom of the third. Sinking fastball, tried to go backdoor with it. Was able to get that ball up the middle for a base knock.
Now wait a minute, it's not the 6th inning or later yet.
I tell you what, and there's not the game on the line.
Yeah.
Not as much on the line there, but Nick Lofton again, timely, not only to lead off the inning, but it gets the boys in the dugout going. All right, now we're rolling.
It continues to be a career year for Lofton, who's seeing more consistent playing time than ever before.
Playing a great third base too.
So now John Rave, who was 0 for 3 yesterday, robbed of a bunt hit by Cody Funderburk, who made that terrific play coming off the mound.
Terrific play. Loved it with the backhand on the run. Thought that was for sure a hit.
Hot shot to second. Lewis handles it, and the Twins infield turns 2.
Hot shot, man. That's the only reason they turned 2 here. John Rave hit it 100 miles an hour. Watch Roy Lewis. This is a tough hop. Royce Lewis sticks in there, gets on the one knee. And when you hit it that hard, they got plenty of time to double you up no matter how fast you are. That's where typically you want to have a drop step there as an infielder to create that hop, give you a little more time. But John Rave hit it so hard, Royce Lewis had no time to drop that back foot. So you know you got to stay in there and trust your hands, get a tough hop.
And now a battle of rebels. And Dean Kramer and Kyle Isbell, they were teammates for 1 year at UNLV. It was Izzy's first year there. And he was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. It was 2016. Kramer's last year at UNLV. It's the year he was drafted. They have faced each other a good amount. Izzy's only got 1 hit against him, though.
So there's a little more on the line when you're facing a former teammate or a buddy, somebody from your hometown. You want to get the bragging rights.
Izzy was a 3rd-round pick at a UNLV. That was part of the 2018 draft class for the Royals. Kramer, on the other hand, was drafted by the Dodgers. He was a 14th-round pick in 2016. He's only in the Dodgers organization for a couple of years. He wound up going over to the Orioles as part of the return for Manny Machado. And at this point, the only 2 players that are still active from that trade are Manny Machado and Dean Kramer.
How about it? Saw Kramer looking a little frustrated right there. Went back to the splitter, and it looked like there wasn't much movement. He's trying to make that ball in the dirt, and it looked like it just hung up there. So let's see if he goes back to that cutter or trusts the splitter again. Yeah, he's missing location with that. Pitch before to Izzy, caught a lot of plate. That ball at the top of the zone. He's not trying to throw the splitter at the top of the zone.
And he hasn't thrown it very much at all.
No, it was interesting to see. We saw that cutter again. It looks like when it's going to the back foot to the lefty, it looks like a slider.
There's a four-seamer. Trio of Twins go after it, and the shortstop Kreidler takes care of it. Kramer's faced the minimum through 3 innings.
This
Josh Bell leading things off for the Twins here in the 4th. He recently reached 10 years of Major League service time and certainly can appreciate what Salvador Perez has accomplished over his career. He said earlier today, Salvy's like a shining light for us veterans. He's just leading the way. He, of course, watched the pregame ceremony yesterday, and Josh said it's just easy to root for a guy like Salvy. Seems like he's done everything right throughout his career. He's really a testament to taking care of his mind, and he laughed. He said, I can't imagine what he must be feeling after catching all of these years, too. He's really given it all to the game, and I know, Haas, you can agree with that, but we know Salvy normally likes to say, hey, chat with the guys as they're coming up to the plate, and I thought it was funny. Josh said it really more so feels like he's just ready to put on a show for the fans. He said those comments are more like, hey, let's go put on a show for these guys, which I think is really cool. Josh also added it seems like he just understands what this is all about. This is what dreams are made of, and he wants to put on a show for the fans. And he did recognize, he said, hey, listen, I know he's trying to get us all out while he's up there and we're talking to him, but that mentality and his positive energy is contagious for me. He said, I'm feeling it even when I'm not on his team. So we all love Salvy, and even Josh Bell and other guys love Salvy too.
Oh, that's such a good point, Bridget, because Salvy has that joy. He plays with that joy each and every day, and you can see Salvy's not having the year he wants to have, but each and every day we see Salvy's face, the attitude. He's playing with that joy. He's an entertainer. He's a showman. He loves putting on shows in front of big crowds, especially last night on a night where we're celebrating him, breaking the home run record. You can just see he's got that extra pep in his step, but just consistent with his attitude and his approach with the game.
Yeah, Bridget, that's great stuff. Thank you. And we've seen, too, in the times that Salvy's gone over and played first base, we see a lot more of it because we can see his smile with no mask in front of it.
Yes.
And we see him chatting up the rare few opposing players that do make it to first.
He loves it. The cool thing about Salvy, too, is he's as competitive as they come, but at the same time, he's got so much respect for other players and other players' career as well. Careers, Josh Bell reaching 10 years, that's a huge milestone for a lot of guys, and there is nothing but respect. So you better believe Salvy was aware of that.
And there's a lot of respect, too, around the league for a guy like Josh Bell, who's played on 7 different teams, drafted by the Pirates early on in 2011. Debuted with them in 16. He was teammates with Starling Marte in Pittsburgh for a few years, too. Well, those two go way back. You don't play for 7 different teams over the course of 10 years by accident.
No, he's played on some playoff teams, highly competitive baseball. He's had some great years as well. Josh Bell, he hit that ball last night, 109 miles an hour. So he still has that pop. He's got power. And you know, whenever the Minnesota Twins rolled into town here in Kansas City, you know, Josh Bell was on that bus ride talking about Salvador Perez and how this is his town, his stadium. Similar to how I always said whenever we used to fly into St. Louis, it's like, okay, you got to be aware of Yadier Molina. This is his town. This is his game. You got to be aware of him at all times on the field. Salvador Perez, you need that same focus when you're going against Kansas City. George mentioned last night his first game in Tampa Bay, 2 back picks, 1 to first, 1 to third. I mean, talk about setting the tone for a career. Salvador Perez does it all. See that big gold patch on his chest protector.
5-time Gold Glover. Past the mound. Massey charges, gets Bell in a rundown, safe at first, throw back to second, safe at second. Well, the Royals get nothing. Michael Massey got caught in between.
This is a great heads-up play here from Massey. He's coming in on the run to field this ground ball, so he's thinking, okay, I'm going to try and get Josh Bell on the run here, tag him, but Josh Bell stops. And once Michael Massey sees Josh Bell's momentum going back to first base, that's when we're going to throw it to Cags. And it is hard for Josh Bell to get his momentum back to second. We all know the type of arm Jack Caglione has. That's a bang-bang play there. Nice pick by Bobby.
It doesn't work, though. First and second, nobody out. Would you rather see Massey give up on Bell and get the out at first, or realize that Bell retracing his steps toward first doesn't matter because there's a force at second and just get the out there?
I love what he did because that's an aggressive play. As soon as you see Josh Bell getting his momentum going back there, that's when you get rid of it.
And now Royce Lewis bunts. Caglione picks it up. No one's over at first to cover because Cameron fell off the mound. And now the Twins have the bases loaded, nobody out. So Lewis extends his hitting streak to 10 games, a career best, with a bunt hit.
This is that same bunt John Rave we talked about last night. Funderburg made an unbelievable play. You see Noah Cameron slip in that tweener play. As soon as it gets past the pitcher, there's really no chance for Jack Caglione to come flip it to anybody. The only real shot is for the second baseman to be aggressively coming in before the pitch is even thrown and flip it with the glove, but no way that can happen with Michael Massey playing up the middle.
And the infield was shifted to the left with a righty at the plate in Lewis. And so a trouble spot for Noah Cameron for the first time tonight. Needs a Houdini act to keep his scoreless streak alive.
All right, we're seeing the corners for the Royals in right now, and the middle's back. Turn
up the middle. Witt knocks it down. There's an out at second. The Royals turn two. They trade a couple outs for a run, and the Twins are on the board.
That's exactly why. If it's hit to the corners right there, you go home. Middle, let's stay back. We still got a chance to turn two. Bobby Witt Jr. laying out up the middle. Plenty of time with Victor Caratini running. Great turn by Michael Massey. Good strong throw there.
That's not an easy play, and we've seen it so much from him that we take it for granted. But to dive up the middle like that, make an accurate kind of shovel throw.
Stay under control.
That's headed for the foul pole, and thankfully wide of it. 0-1 on Brooks Lee.
We used to do an infield drill in spring training to where the coach would have a stopwatch and he would hit us a ground ball, and he wanted us to throw the ball to first base at exactly 4 seconds. Not any time before it, not any time after it. And what that did was that taught the infielders how to have an internal clock and stay under control. Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Massey there. Tremendous internal clock to stay under control and turn that double play. Pre-pitch setup, Jake, so you understand Victor Caratini's at the plate. You got a little more time than usual. Just good heads-up baseball there from two savvy baseball players.
And the unfortunate part is that you get a ground ball, and it could have been first and second or just a runner on first. If not for the break the Twins got on that in-between grounder and then the bunt hit.
Yeah, Noah Cameron just said, so what? We bounce back, limit the damage right here. Got your ground ball double play. Get out of this inning. It's only one run. Trust the offense to pick you back up.
So Cameron's scoreless streak ends at 19 innings.
Start another one.
And then he finishes off the inning with a strikeout, his second of the game. Twins grab a run. Royals down 1-0. Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by Boulevard Brewing Company, official beer of the Royals, and by Commerce Bank, proud to be the official banking services provider of the Kansas City Royals. Bottom of the fourth at Kauffman Stadium. Second time through the lineup for Dean Kramer, so Carter Jensen gets another crack at him. Jensen was 0 for 3 with a couple of walks yesterday. Flat out to left his first time up tonight. And he just saw a first pitch splitter.
Yep. Second time through. Kramer could very well be trying to get through the first time through the lineup without the hitter seeing it. Second, third time through, saving it as a weapon. 2 straight.
So in some ways, it's like Dean Kramer is pitching backwards from his tendency. He's been leading the way with the splitter all year, even though he hasn't had great results. But 30% splitter coming in overall. Barely threw it first time through the order. And, well, 2 of the 3 pitches he's thrown second time through, albeit to a lefty, have been that splitter.
Yeah, so he could be continuing to trust the splitter, but his goal now is to get the hitter off sitting on the splitter or anticipating it. So not only as fastballs, when the guy's throwing hard and the hitter wants to get his timing going and start to swing a little earlier to catch up to it, hitters as well, if they look at these scouting reports and see a high percentage of a certain pitch thrown, they'll go the whole at bat with sitting on that pitch. So Dean Kramer could have threw the cutters and stuff inside to get the Royals hitters off of that splitter.
It's a really interesting point you made too earlier about how Kramer's pitching for a new team for the first time. The Twins went out and traded for him. The Twins have thoughts about what can make Dean Kramer great. He's got a new pitching coach now in Pete Mackey. You wonder what those conversations might have been like since Saturday, talking about the pitch usage and the arsenal, maybe mechanical tweaks. This is all brand new for Dean Kramer.
So much technology today for pitchers. In certain organizations, they have these grids and movement charts, and they're able to look at certain pitches and say, hey, you can change a grip on this pitch, improve on a certain pitch, or you can just straight up eliminate a certain pitch that's been hurting you in the past outings. So it was interesting to see the adjustment that Dean Kramer is trying to make tonight. So far early, it just seems like, let's get the Royals hitters off my split finger. Second time through, he's using it.
Only 1 hit so far for the Royals against Kramer tonight. It was a Nick Lofton single. And he was a little frustrated after that last pitch, though he also at the same time doesn't seem to want all that much to do with Bobby Witt Jr.
It's the danger of Bobby. You try and pitch around him a little bit. You don't want to catch too much plate. All of a sudden you're 3-0, and if you walk him, we saw the speed on full display last night.
And there's a strike. And he did walk him. Brings up Jack Caglione. We take a look at our DirecTV new era. This is what Cags has done lately. Last 6 games, when he broke out of a slump, he hit that towering homer off the flag at Target Field. He's starting to find his rhythm at the plate again.
I had to rewind back the Target Field homer a couple times, just loud off of his bat. But then we're seeing Jack grow as a hitter as well, getting the base hits, just an advanced approach. Love what I'm seeing.
There's another first pitch splitter. So it seems pretty clear that at least a lefty's going to start to see a little bit more of that second time through.
Bobby Witt Jr. on first base, 3-4 holes big. Jack's going to want to pull the baseball here.
Wonder if Bobby could be in motion at some point, turn a walk into 2 bases. Despite the fact that he just came back from the injured list yesterday, he is still tied for the American League lead in steals with 30. He has not stolen a base in exactly a calendar month.
Yep, that tells you we got to get him healthy, and he sure looks healthy now.
Up the middle, nearly through Kramer's legs. Some miscommunication at second. Was Kreidler bobbling while he crossed the bag? As it stands, it's a force out at second base. Do the Royals want to challenge? No, they do not.
A lot happening there. These different infield alignments. Sometimes when the ball's hit up the middle, the other infielders don't know who's covering the bag. That's why pre-pitch communication is so key. You see there Royce Lewis trying to get over there a second, but it seemed like Brooks Lee had the same thought. Twins again. This is sometimes when guys are out of position on a nightly basis, little plays like that sometimes give teams trouble, but Twins were able to get one there.
And when was the last time you saw 3 infielders try to cover or tag second base at the same time?
When I saw it live, I wasn't sure if they were all going after the ball and then reverting to the bag, but that looked like some organized chaos there. So you see again, because of the alignment, as soon as the ball's hit there, Royce Lewis is sprinting to the bag. But Brooks Lee, the third baseman, is saying, I don't know if Royce can get all the way to the bag, so he takes off, and that's where you see right there, little miscommunication. Shortstop just able to take it himself.
Chopper to Kreidler. The other 2 infielders stay put, and Kreidler makes the play. That ends the inning. 4 scoreless for Kramer.
Discover.
Price Chopper's got you covered with Dollar Dog Night during the first Tuesday home game of every month this season. And whether you like to add ketchup, mustard, relish, none, or all, you'll still get your hot dog for $1. Buy tickets at Royals.com/promotions. All right, Haas on the spot. Ketchup, mustard, relish, none, or all.
I used to be an all guy. I'm strictly ketchup and relish now. I'm slowly growing away from mustard.
Ketchup and relish.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I've heard much of that combo.
I'm a big sauce guy. Love sauce on everything.
Haas is bringing the sauce.
Always.
I usually just go ketchup, sometimes ketchup and mustard.
Yeah?
Never been a relish guy.
Sauerkraut?
I'm out on sauerkraut.
I've been on everything.
You're a sauce guy.
Growing away from mustard. Noah right back to work. Let's get back to ball. I do love this new pace that Noah's featuring. It's right back on the mound, and I mean, as a defender, you are in it. You are on your toes.
And the thing that is newer about the pace, because he's always been rapid with the bases empty, is the fluidity of it. Because he's calling for the pitches himself, it's kind of like what we see from Seth Lugo, where sometimes he's calling the pitch or he knows what he wants to throw before he even gets the new baseball. So he doesn't necessarily have to wait for a signal. He's already thinking about what pitch he wants to throw, and before he even steps on the rubber, he's got that signal over to Salvi. We see that from Seth all the time.
We just get done talking about hot dogs, and there's 2 strikes already. And as a hitter, you want to be relaxed. You don't want to be anticipating out in front. You want to be relaxed on your backside. So not only with this pace is it great for the defenders, but the hitters, it makes them anxious. It takes them away from that relaxed approach. So when Noah gets ahead of these guys with 2 strikes, we just saw he tried to go to the curveball there. That's where he can really, with that pace, get the hitters out in front. And then you're throwing a breaking ball on top of that. Just put them away.
And the curveball has been one of his best weapons lately. He goes with a changeup. That was a slow motion strikeout.
Left on left. You don't see that often. Go to the back foot. This is a weapon as well. Continue to grow. I wouldn't doubt Michael Walker had some influence on that pitch right there. And I love it. Wouldn't mind seeing more of it.
Now, when the Royals get 10 or more strikeouts, get a free Frito-Lay snack the next day at Price Chopper. And it's 3 Ks for Noah Cameron so far tonight.
I'm in on snacks as well, Jake. Love snacks.
Snacks and sauce. Haas is there.
Got a couple right here.
Now, Jim keeps us well nourished.
Always
looking
snacks. Always looking out.
Slow roller, longer throw for Bobby, on target as usual. 2 gone. Quest for a 3rd straight Gold Glove. Platinum Glover last year. And Bobby makes the play again. So sure-handed.
Do it all.
Do you have what it takes to be the next Royals TV Capital Federal Junior Broadcaster? Visit Royals.com/junior broadcaster to enter. Some good swag for these kids. City Connect hats, Bobby Witt Jr. t-shirts.
The Royals eye black there. Oozing swagger throughout this stadium.
Royals are trying to break through Dean Kramer, who's faced 1 over the minimum in 4 scoreless innings. Royals only have 1 hit against him. That was Nick Lofton's single back in the 3rd inning. He's due up 3rd here in the 5th inning.
Trying to track that pop-up. There's tough skies right now. This twilight, usually when the sun starts setting or you have a couple clouds out there, these are the type of pop-ups when you look up, you can't take your eye off the baseball. If you try and look back down and look up, you'll lose track.
And look at our Rally House Rally Cam. You can see those cloudy evening skies just before 8 o'clock here in Kansas City. Another 0-2 to Massey. And he fouls off another. '70th pitch coming for Kramer. And another one fouled away. That is the 14th foul ball the Royals have had in a 2-strike count tonight.
They've been fighting off some good pitches. Dean Kramer's kind of been effectively wild to this point. Not getting ahead, but making quality pitches when behind. And he's been having a good mix so far. We didn't see much of the split finger first time through, but now the Royals hitters are starting to see a lot of that mixed with the 4-seam fastball at the top. And we see the overall mix here. 41% fastballs at the top. And then other than that, it seemed like that first time through, number 2, the cutter, we saw a lot of that to the righties and lefties. And now, second time through the lineup, third time through, the Royals are going to start seeing some more splitters, it looks like.
This one's fair, and it sneaks through into right field. A leadoff hit for Massey.
And that's what happens, Jake. That's what it results to. When you foul off quality pitchers' pitches, it leads to continuing to extend the at-bat. Michael Massey, 2-strike approach. Kramer executes a splitter at the bottom of the zone there. But because Massey's thinking opposite field, see the ball deep, it allows him to stay on that splitter.
Saw 7 pitches in that at-bat, fouled off 5 of them, and winds up with a leadoff single. Royals down 1-0, bottom 5. Collins hit the ball hard his first time up. Only problem, it was right at Ryan Kreidler.
See Kramer take a little walk off the mound there, reset. That's what a good quality at bat from Michael Massey will do.
A bouncer up the middle, another hit. Massey's over to second, and the first 2 are on for the Royals with nobody out.
Okay, Collins being aggressive. Kramer trying to get back in the zone. Leaves the 4-seam fastball. Middle, hard over the plate. Collins gets it up the middle there. Michael Massey, good aggressive base running, but understand the situation. Nobody out. Shut it down. No need to risk it. Pull up at second.
Now these are the spots where Nick Lofton has shined brightest. He is a .293 hitter with runners in scoring position this season. He's prepared to give himself up to put 2 in scoring position. Corner infielders crashing.
If this is a sacrifice bunt here, Nick Lofton wants to bunt it down the third base side. The third baseman, you see, if it's bunted hard, he's going to come in and field it. If not, If it's bunted softly, he wants to get back and cover third base. So the goal there for Nick Lofton is to make Brooks Lee leave third base to come get the ball. That'll allow the runners to advance.
And now Jeffers wants to talk something over with Dean Kramer after 2 out of the zone. Here's our injury report update brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System. Michael Garcia remains on the injured list with that strain on the back of his left hand. Matt Quattrero did say yesterday that Garcia got an injection. It's going to be 4 to 5 days of no activity, and then, assuming everything goes smoothly from there, back into games. And they did find a more specific spot in the back of the hand, so there is some positivity that Garcia can be back to baseball activity soon. And in the meantime, Nick Lofton has filled in every day and admirably, both at the plate and in the field.
2-0 count here. It's going to be interesting to see if Caratini, the first baseman, continues to crash hard, assuming that Nick Lofton is sticking with the sac bunt.
Well, Lofton was ready to square, and so kind of showed his hand a little bit there. But if you're going to sacrifice, it shouldn't really matter if the Twins know what's coming. At this point, they know that Lofton is trying to lay one down.
Yeah, you're sacrificing yourself, so show it early. Pitcher to the inside move there. Now the infield's aware.
And then Lofton squares. He pops it up, but Lee plays it on a bounce. Nobody covers third. The Twins get an out at second. So because the bunt was in the air, it made it tough for Collins to go full speed to second base. Nobody was covering third, and Massey got a good read on it.
That's right. You got to hold your ground here, because obviously if he catches the ball in the air, Brooks Lee don't want to get doubled off there. So Collins seeing it down allowed Brooks Lee to get that force out at second.
So runners on the corners with 1 out for John Rave. Now Ray bunts, and it's foul.
Okay, so Lofton there, fake break from first base, faking the stolen base. So with Royce Lewis playing more to that 3-4 hole, shortstop there, Kreidler, he's vacating to go cover, or he's going to cover second base. So that tells you he's covering. If the Royals choose to put on a first and third offense play with 1 or 2 strikes, they know now that the shortstop will cover. It's a good chance of throwing through. No chance for Royce Lewis to go cut that ball off and redirect the ball to home. So if there's going to be a redirect, it's got to come from the shortstop, Kreidler.
One and one. Ray put down a terrific drag bunt yesterday. Nothing to show for it because of Funderburk's great play. He has shown some pop in his time in the big leagues this year. He's got 10 hits. 7 of them are extra base hits. He didn't have his first single of the year until last Friday.
Brought the slug stick out. Ray's going to be looking to pull the baseball here. 3-4 hole open. And we're seeing again third baseman for the Twins. Brooks Lee is holding on Michael Massey, similar to Bobby Witt Jr. last night, because of that first and third situation there. Doesn't want him to let him steal home if they throw through.
Curveball slipped a little bit. 3-1. As a result, that left side is wide open.
Wide open. A lot of big holes out there, especially in the infield. 3-1 count. Don't want to mess with anything on the bases. Let John Rave swing the bat.
He takes ball 4. Bases loaded. At least for now. Jeffers wants another look. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It is outside, ball 4.
Close. Good time to use it for Jeffers too, but man, that's close. Good thing for the Royals. See if Kyle Isbell can take advantage of his old buddy from UNLV.
So a chat with Pete Mackey, the Twins pitching coach, and here's a message from Rally House.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
This is a pivotal point midway through the game. Royals down 1-0. They have the bases loaded with only one out. And Kyle Isbell up. He came through yesterday. A couple of hits in his first game since early June. That included an RBI single.
Twins trying to communicate right now in the infield. Looks like they're still playing in here. Trying to get the out at home if it's hit hard to them. With the only option, if the ball's hit hard to Royce Lewis, they can turn a double play there, but it's going to be tough if the ball's hit anywhere else.
How patient are you right now if you're Izzy after Kramer walked the guy in front of you and you know he's got to come in the zone with the bases loaded?
Yeah, you want to be super selective in your zone. There's nothing you can do there because you know Kramer's trying to get back in the zone and throw a strike after missing for about 4 or 5 pitches in a row. So certainly don't want to let him get away with a strike by you swinging at a bad pitch. So that's where you have to keyhole him and hunt your zone, shrink the zone.
In the air to center. Should be deep enough. Clemens makes the catch. Massey tags from third, and he's in to score to tie the game. Kyle Isbell gets the job done with a sacrifice fly.
That's exactly what you want here. Deep fly ball, center field. It allows the runner, Michael Massey, to score. Nick Lofton tagging from second as well, but pay attention to Michael Massey. You have to run hard here, youngster. 2 outs. If that out is registered at third before Michael Massey touches home plate, that is not a run. So great job, Michael Massey. Great awareness.
Brand new ball game. And a chance for the Royals to now take the lead. First and third with 2 outs for Carter Jensen. Who gets to see Dean Kramer for a 3rd time tonight. And the Twins do have a lefty warming up in the bullpen. And Cody Funderburg's warming up. Jensen challenges. And he's right. It's ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Okay, so we see Damon Hollins communicating over there with John Rave. Another fake stolen break. Minnesota didn't move at all. 2 outs. They're playing back. They're just worried about getting the hitter out here. So the Royals have an opportunity to take a free base. Bobby Witt Jr. on deck. You never have to worry about creating an open base situation there where they pitch around Carter. If anything, you can leave the 3-4 hole open, but can definitely send John Rave there to second base, put him in scoring position.
In the air, deep to right field. Martins to the track, and he's got room to make the catch. Jensen just missed it. Well, the Royals tie the game 1-1 to the 6th. Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by Yingling Light, the next generation of light beer, and by your local Kansas City Honda dealers. We've got a brand new ball game tied at 1 in the top of the 6th. Royals got a run in the bottom of the 5th after the Twins got their run in the top of the 4th. Kyle Isbell's sacrifice fly tied the game. So that is 2 RBIs in 2 games for Izzy since coming back from the injured list.
There's no question. Izzy came back ready to go.
Noah Cameron's back out there for the 6th. Facing Ryan Jeffers for a 3rd time.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter's challenging.
Well, Jeffers was wrong on a challenge from behind the plate in the bottom of the 5th. He is correct on a challenge at the plate.
It's a big one, too.
Oh, man, that's close.
If the Twins lost that one, they would have been out of challenges for the rest of the game. And in these close ball games we've seen a couple times this year, it's had an effect on the outcome.
It was ABS powered by T-Mobile. Now, Ryan always says when teams bat around, you don't want to be that guy that makes the first out and the last out. I got to think that nowadays with ABS challenges, you also don't want to be that guy that burns both of them in the same game.
Never want to be that guy in any situation.
It's a sharp liner, but right to Collins, 1 out.
Josh Bell's been aggressive, especially on 0-0 counts, first pitch of the at-bat. So typically you want to catch a lot of plate, get strike one. With Josh Bell, almost treat it like it's 0-1, catching corners.
They got Bell out in front on the changeup.
Nice pitch.
Josh Bell scored the Twins run back in the 4th. It was an inning that started with a leadoff walk. And then Michael Massey got caught a little bit in between on a grounder up the middle. Josh Bell wound up safe. And he scored on a double play ground out.
Perfect spot. 94 fastball low and away. That's what we saw there before the first inning. When you look at Noah, last couple starts, it's just been dotting the corners, getting strike one, going to work, dotting the corners, executing pitches.
Michael Massey calls off Jack Caglione. So it's another great outing for Noah Cameron. 7 shutout innings, then 8 shutout innings, and so far tonight 5 2/3 innings of 1-run ball.
This is Noah's style. Just looks confident on the mound, working fast, pitching to contact, but at the same time, before you know it, you got 2 strikes on hitters. You put them away, get strikeouts.
And credit to Cameron, he is facing a team that he has dominated over the course of his career. He has the 2nd best ERA against the Twins in the divisional era among pitchers that have made at least 5 starts against him. 5 starts against the Twins and a 0.57 ERA entering tonight.
Noah's starting to become the pitching version of Salvi in his ownership at Target Field in the Minnesota Twins. They always have that one team or stadium. You see the ball good or bad.
Called a strike. The batter is challenging.
And now Clemens is challenging. We've seen a bunch of challenges now over the last 2 half innings.
Call confirmed. Minnesota has no remaining challenges.
So it's a strike, 1-2, and no more challenges for the Twins the rest of the way.
Shelty knows Twins manager Derek Shelton, they can come back and hurt them later. Royals still have 2 left.
Clemens is 0 for 2 tonight. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. He did steal a base and score a run.
So Clemens now seeing that changeup Noah executed to the lefty. Now after the fastball high, you have to honor the changeup to the back foot, the curveball straight down, or a cutter that breaks away. Hitting has gotten so hard in today's game. Felt like when I was a rookie, first couple years, you just really had to worry about maybe after that fastball at the top of the zone, maybe one pitch that drops there. Now these starting pitchers have 3 options, making the ball move every which way.
And now Clemens has fouled off 3 straight.
Back-to-back curveballs. Noah threw one. Didn't execute the way he wanted to. Told Salvi, let me throw that again. This time I want to execute, get another look at that. Now, fastball's back in play.
Got him swinging, strike 3. Went to the slider to polish off 6 strong innings. Nope. The first 10,000 fans to the K on August 21st and receive a special City Connect crossbody bet presented by Price Chopper. Purchase your tickets today at royals.com/promotions. New pitcher for the Twins. This is another one of the Twins trade acquisitions. Right-hander Tommy Nance. Twins got him a couple of weeks before the deadline, but traded for him in mid-July to add to their bullpen.
Sinker, slider, curve. That's listed as a slider right there. Looks like it's got a 12-6 movement similar to the curveball, but heavy breaking balls right here from Tommy Nance.
Twins got Nance from the Blue Jays. And the Royals did see Nance a few times last year in their matchups against Toronto.
That's where teams always try to attack Bobby Witt Jr. Low and away with the breaking ball. They're not trying to throw him challenge fastballs in the zone.
Got the hands in, pulls it down the line. Larnach dives, and he robs Witt of a hit.
Great play out there and left. Trevor Larnach sticking with it. Ball down the line there. Good angle from him there in left field. Timing up the dive well. That's a big play. Prevents Bobby Witt Jr. being a leadoff guy on base. It's a good matchup for Cags right here. Jack Caglione, Tommy Nance in there for Bobby Witt and Salvi, but got to deal with the lefty at some point.
And Cags wastes no time. Opposite field hit. Potential go-ahead run at first. 6th inning is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant tonight is Kendra Adams from Olathe. If a Royals player hits a home run this inning, Kendra wins $400. If it's a grand slam, Kendra will win $25,000. Visit the QR code for more information on how you can be a contestant. That is a man at the plate with 2 Sonic Slams in his career in Salvador Perez. And he takes strike 1.
Good chance that Tommy Nance is going to try to attack Salvi low and away with that slider as well. So Jack Caglione, be aware of a dirt ball here.
Cags takes off. Jeffers hesitated, throws a good one, and the tag's good too.
Bang bang play. Brian Jeffers making a great throw. Tommy Nance sticking with the sinker there, trying to go in on Salvi, get a ground ball. Excuse me, the slider, but throws this ball, and Royce Lewis stays in there, catches it on one hop, lets the ball get deep, catches it, and just drops the tag right on there.
Now, Cags had a stolen base yesterday, but caught here tonight, and so now an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Off Nance's glove, it caroms to Lewis, and the Royals wind up empty-handed in the 6th after a 1-out single. Royce Lewis is the subject of our Xfinity player profile after his bunt single in the 4th. It's now a career-best 10-game hitting streak for Royce Lewis. He also went 4 for 4 yesterday. So he has been the hottest hitter in the Twins lineup, and he's ready to lead off the 7th against Noah Cameron, who's back on the mound. 6 innings of 1-run ball for Noah. He's allowed just 2 hits. Struck out 4, only issued 1 walk, and that walk did come back to bite him as the Twins' lone run tonight.
84 pitches for Noah, pitching deep into this game. Tie ball game here. Love to see Noah get out of this inning. The offense pick him up a win.
Rolled softly foul, 0-1. There's nobody warming up in the Royals bullpen. This is Noah Cameron's inning. He has earned it with the way he's pitched now in his last 3 outings.
And we don't need to get into the details, but Noah got a win stolen from him, it seemed like, last week in Minnesota. So you know the offense wants to pick him up here and get him a win.
No need to revisit that nightmare finish.
Season of 162 games, you're finding any ways to motivate. So find a way to pick up your teammate right here, pick up your guy.
Foul ground. Salvi sheds the mask. Kaggs has a better angle, and he's got it. Now a message from UMB Private Wealth.
Is my retirement plan on track?
Are my investments aligned with my goals?
Is my plan built for the long run?
Schedule an appointment today.
Great play there by Kaggs. That outfield work paying off there. Tough guy. Salvi didn't see it at first, but good communication there from Jack Haglione, calling it the whole way. Salvi hearing him at the last minute, getting out of the way.
It's a good curveball. And you were talking about the location of that pitch, and we saw on the movement plot that it was over that outer edge to righties.
And strike one. Saw Victor Caratini, aggressive take. And again, right there, because if you're anticipating a fastball, you want to get it going early, and then that'll let the hitter drive the fastball in the gap versus being down 0-1 off a quality breaking ball. Now, I don't want to chase a ball in the dirt, so I got to see that ball, just that extra half second, tenth of a second, whatever it is, and that causes you that much to just be late.
0-2. Good to see that fastball velocity hold too. Up at 93 miles an hour on pitch 90.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Noah stick with that or even the cutter in. Victor Caratini really getting on that front side.
There's the curve. It's in, and Caratini clips it into Salvi's mitt.
Right to the back foot there. Noah Cameron, good curveball. You see Victor Caratini out front. And as a hitter, if you can't stay on that back leg, there's not a lot of room for error. There's really one pitch in one spot that you're going to be able to barrel the baseball up. So good job pitching Noah Cameron right there, executing that curveball.
Cameron's now retired 10 consecutive batters. He's through 6 2/3 innings of 1-run ball. Against the Tigers, his 7 innings in relief in that game tied his career high. And next time out against the Twins, 8 innings, a new career high. And he's got a chance to complete at least 7 innings for a 3rd consecutive outing.
Just efficient. We saw on the top of the 4th, bases loaded. Still early in the outing. Limit the damage there. Noah Cameron did such a good job of limiting the damage to only 1. You got the ground ball. Bobby Wood Jr. picked you up, turned the double play there, and then from that point on, right back into cruise control.
So now the Royals have some action in the bullpen. John Schreiber looked terrific last night. I think he might be the plan if this lineup does turn over. One and 2 on Lee. He wanted a challenge, but the Twins have none left.
I'm telling you, they will come back at some point in time. We've seen it a couple times already this year.
There should be a penalty for that. If you're out of challenges and you try to challenge,
I'm with you.
There should be a penalty.
I'm trying to think of what the penalty should be.
I don't know. How about an automatic strike in this spot?
He gone.
The 1-2. Struck him out. How about Noah Cameron? As good as he has ever been his last 3 outings. Tonight, 7 innings of 1-run ball. Baseball is presented by Quick Trip. Download the QT app for exclusive deals and offers. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Sun has set. Dusk in Kansas City. You can see on our Rally House Rally Cam. You can see on Crown Vision. It's Michael Massey set to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning in a game tied at 1. So he gets a lefty-lefty matchup against a new member of the Twins bullpen. This is A.J. Minter, who is on to pitch. Minter was a trade acquisition by the Twins. Came over from the Mets. He's already made 2 appearances with the Twins, a scoreless inning and a third so far. A couple outings against the Mariners this past weekend.
It's a cut fastball A.J. Minter's featuring with a 4-seam as well. Basically a 2-pitch mix. 2-pitch mix between that cut fastball and the 4-seam at the top of the zone. He has a changeup and a sinker as well, but less than 10% to both sides. So until the hitters see that, I would stay hard on the fastball or on the cutter.
Massey hits it high in the air, deep right field. Martin turns around. The Royals have the lead. A go-ahead homer from Michael Massey, left on left. It's 2-1 in the 7th.
Michael Massey get it going. You got the tarps going, getting off out there in right field. Cut fastball catches way too much plate. Michael Massey aware, I'm going to see something hard, 90 miles an hour and above, and I will not miss it. An absolute laser out of here to right field for Michael Massey.
That's his 9th home run of the year. He's starting to make a habit of these go-ahead shots late in games.
Just playing quality baseball on both sides. Get Noah Cameron a win there. That'll get the dugout fired up.
Massey was caught in between in that defensive sequence in the 4th inning, and that led to the Twins' run. But Massey started the 5th with a single, then scored the run to tie the game. Now a go-ahead homer 2 innings later. Into foul ground, and Jeffers secures it, 1 away.
Whataburger, what a play. Michael Massey, cut fastball again. 90 miles an hour. Michael Massey said, okay, I wanted this ball to start close to me, and I'm trusting that it's going to be hard with a little bit of movement. And that ball was absolutely crushed right over that QT sign out there in right field on a laser. Straight line there for Michael Massey. Beautiful swing. Another cutter there. So continue, if you're the Royals offense, continue to the approach that we're just sticking to 2 pitches, cutters and 4-seamers, until we see a changeup or a sinker. We'll worry about that later. Nick Lofton taking a look at the scoreboard there at the velocity. That looked like a changeup, but Minter just doesn't look comfortable when that comes out of the hand. So right back on that fastball.
Two and one.
And right there, that's where Nick Lofton wants this pitch to start and trust that it's going to be a cut fastball that leaks right back over the plate. See if A.J. Minter pitches off that previous miss.
On the ground at third, and Brooks Lee takes care of it. 2 outs. Ultimate goal of any Major League Baseball fan is seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. Visit MLB.com/Journey to 30 sweeps. Royals on top 2-1 thanks to Michael Massey's go-ahead homer. Chopped up the middle, and that ends the inning. Now the Royals take the lead. One big swing house from Michael Massey.
Swinging loud off the bat. 2-1 good guys.
Michael Massey just gave the Royals the lead. His third go-ahead home run this year. His second in a game at Kauffman Stadium. And Noah Cameron is back on the mound to face Trevor Larnach. We'll see if it's just Larnach and Kreidler on deck, maybe. John Schreiber is back and warming up in the bullpen. 7 innings of 1-run ball for Noah Cameron tonight.
Fired up to see him back out there. Even if it's just for one hitter, the lefty here, top of the 8th. Noah has earned this right to be back out there, and offense did a great job trying to get him a win.
And when Q comes and gets him, he's going to deserve every decibel of this ovation. As we saw pregame with Joel and Monty, his kindergarten teacher's here. You know, she's loving every pitch.
And the Royals fans were loving Noah Cameron's outing so far up into that last inning. But you're watching Noah walk into that dugout, past his manager, Kitaro there, and there was no handshake, so you assume he's back out.
And he strikes out Trevor Larnach. Needed just 3 pitches. That is 7 Ks for Cameron. He's retired 12 straight.
And we're going to get into the rally house moments that matter here, because Noah Cameron is sticking out there, staying out there, but up until this point, quick pace, pitching to contact, but has 7 strikeouts as well. 2 hits for the Minnesota Twins. Noah Cameron doing another stellar outing for the Kansas City Royals right after facing Minnesota last week.
That's a great point. It makes it all that much more impressive, because as we were talking about yesterday with Joe Ryan and Randy Dobnak going, you face that pitcher a second time in succession, and you were saying it's inherently advantage hitter.
Yeah, so instead of having to learn the hard way for the Minnesota Twins offense, which was last game, now they're aware that Noah is maybe throwing the cut fastball a little more. So those are the type of adjustments they make this second time through. But it hasn't mattered.
Well, he's emptying the tank. 94 on the heater with his 100th pitch.
At 94. Love to see that on the corners. Just continuing to dot, hit his spots, execute pitches. See Salvi signaling to the glove. That's a good pitch right there. Good miss. These are big league hitters.
Yeah, that's that bullet slider, that gyro slider. It's got more depth than run.
Miss down. Don't miss over the plate.
Struck him out. 4 consecutive Ks for Cameron. 8 total. He's retired 13 in a row.
12-6 curveball right here. Chasing the back foot. Just execution. One pitch after another for Noah Cameron. Right back on that mound. Grab the rosin bag. Punch in your sign on the pitch comm here. And let's get this out.
And you know, we thought that John Schreiber might be coming in to face Austin Martin at the top of the lineup. 4th time through. Q has not moved a muscle.
As he should not have. And I would assume here, never know again, but this will be the last hitter here. Ryan Jeffers has had some solid swings, if anybody's had solid swings off of Noah tonight. So empty the tank here, Noah. Keep going.
0-2. 95 on the fastball.
Got some Petro, some premium left in that tank. Oh man. Okay, do you go 96 and climb the ladder, or do you stay disciplined here with your breaking balls? 12-6 curveball, that cutter to the back foot. Let's see, plenty of options.
1-2 on Martin.
Still a great miss. You hear a lot of big league players say good miss, good miss. Again, you do not want to miss with 2 strikes over the plate, so if you're going to miss down out of the zone just like that. Gas him up here, Jake.
The Royals gave him the lead in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2. Check swing. He went around. Strike 3. Noah Cameron in complete command of the Twins. 9 strikeouts, ties a career best. So does 8 innings. Spectacular.
From little.
Juan's at the ready. Join us at the K for Harry Potter Night on Tuesday, September 1st. Bring back magic to life and enjoy exclusive photo ops and take home a Royals and Harry Potter heat-activated Marauders map mug with the purchase of a themed ticket. Purchase your themed tickets at royals.com/Harry Potter. Just make sure to say mischief managed. Noah Cameron had all the spells tonight. 8 innings of 1-run ball. He struck out the last 5 batters he faced, and he retired the last 14 that he faced going back to the 4th inning. What a performance.
It's 3 outings in a row now. We've seen some serious improvements there from Noah Cameron, and he should be smiling right now. These are some big-time adjustments he's making at this league, and they're paying off.
And now Kyle Isbell sends one down the right field line. Just foul.
Just foul.
So Izzy's in an 0-2 hole against Jeff Hoffman, another new addition to the Twins bullpen. He was a deadline acquisition. This is his Twins debut after he spent the beginning part of this year with the Toronto Blue Jays.
It was a splitter that Izzy just fouled off there. The lefties, completely different at bat here versus a right-handed hitter. You're going to see a fastball and a splitter. The slider becomes his 3rd pitch. The righties, Jeff Hoffman, slider 60% of the time. Completely different at bat, righty-lefty situation here.
And Hoffman gets him with the slider down and in. Now, for every Royals hit all season long, Quick Trip and the Royals will donate books to Kansas City schools and nonprofits through the Hit the Books program. Learn more at royals.com/book request. See if Carter Jensen get his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 3. Hoffman got off to a tough start with the Blue Jays this year after the worst possible finish with the Blue Jays last year in the postseason. Gave up the game-tying homer in Game 7 to Miguel Rojas. The Dodgers went on to win the World Series shortly thereafter. Now, Hoffman was pitching in high leverage with the Blue Jays, though not necessarily in safe situations. It was actually former Twins reliever Louis Varland, who the Twins traded to the Blue Jays, that's wound up closing out a lot of games for them.
Jeff Hoffman, another reliever that was in the starting rotation for Colorado a couple years, made the move to the bullpen, had a lot of success in Philadelphia, was an all-star for them. He's found a home in that bullpen.
It was actually full circle for Jeff Hoffman to wind up back with the Blue Jays. They drafted him 9th overall back in 2014. And then not too long after that, he was traded to the Blue Jays in a trade that included LaTroy Hawkins, who's now his bullpen coach.
I saw LaTroy out there with the big beard. LaTroy Hawkins, a lot of years in this game as a reliever and now as a coach. Just a great guy, great dude.
And Jensen went around. He didn't think so, but it's strike 3. John Schreiber has since sat down. Steven Cruz is warming up and preparing for a safe situation.
Get some trivia for you, Jake. LaTroy Hawkins. Whose godfather is LaTroy Hawkins?
Ooh. That's in the air, deep right center field. Did he get enough? Austin Martin makes a terrific catch at the wall. He tried to play it cool, and he did. He might have just robbed Bobby Witt Jr. of a homer.
He sure did. Patrick Mahomes was the answer, but look at this catch. Would have been a homer.
Cruz is on the mound for the top of the 9th inning at Kauffman Stadium. Royals 2, Twins 1. 3 outs to go. And strike 1 on Ryan Jeffers. Now Cruz has a successful save in each save opportunity that's been in the 9th inning. And they both come since the All-Star break.
Pitchers call the ball. The catcher's challenging.
And the Royals have both their challenges left, so Salvi makes use of one.
Calls over, turn strike 2. Kansas City has 2 remaining challenges.
Of course he was right.
Big difference. 1-1 count versus 0-2. Big difference. Good challenge right there from Salvador Perez.
0-2 on Jeffers. So Cruz's save against the Giants was the first of his career. Picked up a save against the Tigers early on in the road trip. Closed out a game against the Twins last week. That was a 4-run game. Jeffers frustrated. He's out, 1 away.
Okay, we got out number 1. Steven Cruz right back on the attack here. Last night, Josh Bell coming out, swinging first pitch of the at-bat, being aggressive and putting barrel on this fastball. So we're not trying to get strike 1. We're trying to execute right now like we're ahead in the count. Stay on the corners.
Not surprising to see not a first pitch 4-seamer after that's what Bell teed off on last night. Powers it past him there, up in the zone, 1-1.
100 miles an hour there from big boy Cruz.
He is bringing the lightning.
More than one way.
Two and two. Now Josh Bell walked to lead off the 4th and then scored the Twins' lone run after he scored on a double play. Since then the Twins have not had a base runner. Noah Cameron retired 14 straight to end his night. And Cruz has gone 1 up, 1 down so far here in the 9th. The Royals tied the game in the bottom of the 5th on a Kyle Isbell sacrifice fly. Michael Massey put the Royals in front with a go-ahead homer in the 7th.
Okay, we've seen a couple fastballs now. Josh Bell, 100 miles an hour, 101 miles an hour. Last one was 100. He's able to foul it off to the left field side, line drive. Last night turning around the fastball, so the cutter is in play here for Cruz if he can execute again like he did strike 2.
Bouncer to first. Caglione gets the true hop, feeds Cruz, 2 gone.
Challenge him with the fastball again. In the zone. Good job. Josh Bell rolled over. 2 down now. Job's not finished.
And of course, in order for the Royals to get a 1-run win against the Twins, they need to vanquish Cody Clemens with 2 outs in the 9th.
See the Royals playing Clemens to Poole here. Jack Caglione guarding the line. Smart play here. Any ball down that line is going to be extra bases. At minimum a double here. So let's make Minnesota get 3 hits to beat us here. Good team defense from the Royals.
In the air, foul ground. Lofton gives it a look. Facing the team that signed him back in 2017. The Royals traded for Steven Cruz, sent over Michael A. Taylor. That was back in January of 2023. Big league debut with the Royals later that year. He has blossomed into a back end of the bullpen reliever.
Working back-to-back nights. 101 here. Looked like it had some movement back towards the plate. Ball or strike, whether it was, great pitch either way.
And now, with everyone on their feet, Steven Cruz is one strike away.
Watch out. Okay, he's throwing 100, 101 miles an hour here, so the infielders with the pitch comm. If a cutter comes here, we're going to anticipate Clemens to pull that ball, so anticipate one step towards the line if we hear cutter in your hat. If not, the fastball is lively tonight.
Well, you can tell that Steven Cruz is feeling the adrenaline.
Oh,
The
yeah.
2-2. Called strike 3. It was Noah's night. 8 innings of 1-run ball. Steven Cruz retires the Twins in order, and the Royals have won back-to-back games to start this homestand.
No sense of fatigue at all there from Steven Cruz. 100 miles an hour to finish him off. Great team victory tonight. Noah Cameron, great outing, getting the opportunity to extend the outing, and the offense picking him up. Huge swing from Michael Massey, huge plays, doing it all.
A big night from Michael Massey. He scored the game-tying run in the 5th inning after starting that inning with a single, and then he gave the Royals the lead with a leadoff homer in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that is all the offense the Royals needed after brilliant pitching from Cameron and Cruz.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Kyle Isbell, Bobby Witt Jr. coming back, providing a spark, providing energy, providing some juice. And speaking of providing energy, Kauffman Stadium the last 2 nights has been electric. It has really got these guys going, and the boys in blue are feeding off this energy.
Well, the Royals have a record that's now back over 500 at home this year. The Royals have won 10 of their last 11 games at home, 7-1 at home since the All-Star break. Don't let anybody tell you that these fans don't have an impact on what the boys in blue are able to do at home.
That's right. Good to see Noah Cameron lock it in back here at home, too. We saw the home road splits, but Noah Cameron, that's 3 outings in a row now that he has been rolling, and we like this new style. So impressive with every pitch, and well-deserved. He's down on the field with Bridget.
Thanks, Jake. Well, Noah, it was your night. 8 innings of one-run ball. You retired the last 14 batters you faced. How confident were you feeling out there on the mound tonight?
Yeah, it was good. You know, when you have a defense like that, you got Bob back there making plays. Everybody just all around. Salvi, in it with me the whole night, makes it easy. So we were just flowing, and thankfully, got through 8 and gave us a chance to win.
You tied a career best with 9 strikeouts. At what point did you... At what point did you think, hey, I'm really feeling locked in this one?
Yeah, the whole night, I think that was cold. I think after the first couple innings, just kind of got in a groove and just kept going. Was getting ahead in the count and just cruising after that. So it was good.
Noah, the last couple of outings, you've started to call your own pitches. How has that enabled you to really be so locked in on the mound?
Yeah, I think just more conviction, a little bit more tempo in the game. Obviously it's worked so far, but obviously the catchers, they call amazing games anyway. So it's obvious calling the last pitch of the game, twice in a row and then on strikeouts. So they obviously know what they're doing, but yeah, just I don't know, just tempo, conviction, a little bit more confidence behind my pitches.
Kersey comes in to close it out. What have you made of him since stepping into the more prominent role out of the bullpen?
Yeah, he's amazing. All those guys out there, 100% trust in all of them. Him coming in, throwing 101, that's hard to hit. So he's going to do it for a long time.
No, congratulations. What a night from you. Kauffman Stadium, give it up for Noah Cameron.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
He deserves every bit of that applause. Now, last 3 outings, Haas, 23 innings, 1 run allowed.
Oh, my God. You saw the pace Noah Cameron was working with. He gave all the credit to his defense, but you go ahead and get some of that credit, too, Noah Cameron. Pitching to contact, but 9 punch-outs. That's how you put in an outing right there. Last 3, unhittable, Jake.
A career night for Noah Cameron and a Royals win. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals. Tomorrow, the Royals go for the sweep. We're back with you on Friday for the Royals series opener against the Cubs. Our coverage starts at 6:30 with Royals pregame. For our director, Todd Kinsey, producer Kevin Cedergren, associate producers Sam Sam Abramson, Al Broughton, Sam Peterlin, producer of pre and post game John Harvey. For Haas and for Bridget, I'm Jake. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Royals post game with Joel and Monty is next.